YouTube, what's up? Welcome to part 17. I appreciate that you watch these videos and have made them a part of your day. It's fantastic. It's fantastic for me. I hope it's fantastic for you. I hope you are doing all right after the last episode. I know it got a bit heavy there. I'm excited for what this episode will bring us. We've got more cool lore to read, perhaps some storylines to attend to. I don't know where we'll go, but it should be great. I hope you stick through the whole thing. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, check the links in the description. Come hang out with us sometime on Twitch. Hang out with us in Discord, all that fun stuff. Check out TikTok, where you can get highlights of these playthroughs, all that fun stuff. And again, more than anything else, the greatest way you can support these playthroughs is to share them. Share my content. It means a lot. Those of you that have done that, thank you. All right, let's do this. We've got a vantage point to read right away.
The Pocket Shitstorm Tour, Day 3. I was 13. I broke in and vandalized this place. Me and that kid, I think his name was Star. It was my first arrest. A real banner day for the Mahdi family. What a messed up kid I was.
Hey, Ma. Like me, Star was a problem kid. But he wasn't really smart enough to get into trouble on his own. I didn't tell him my real motivations, just made breaking into the museum and vandalizing it sound like a fun thing to do on Duster. I was only 13, but my combined interests in tech and drugs had already acquainted me with the basics of hacking security systems. I used a jammer to bypass a window alarm, and then I got to work. I toppled holo exhibits, smashed dioramas, yanked display panels off the walls, and smashed those too. I forgot all about Star until he yelped about flying glass. He was just standing there, holding his cheek, staring at me with big sacred eyes, whining about how this was crazy and I was going to get us arrested. He was right about the arrest. Getting caught was part of my plan, but wrong about the crazy. My one-boy orgy of destruction wasn't some kind of drug-soaked psychotic frenzy. It was a calculated attack, not on the museum, on Wyatt. He'd started dating Wyatt a few weeks before, and I didn't like him. I wanted him gone. When you had him over for dinner, one of the many boring things he droned on about was how he served on the board of the museum and oversaw its technology purchases. Anyway, as I was saying, Star was right to think we were going to get arrested. It went down quick. Star began screaming about how he was burning all over, and next thing I knew, I was face down in a mound of expanding foam. The police bots never even warned us. Compared to Star, I got off easy. I've never been on the business end of the microwave gun, but they say it hurts like hell. I was still picking bits of the foam out of my hair for a week later, though. Fines and damages came to 18 months of basic income, so it wasn't just shame that my actions brought down on the family, but financial catastrophe too. Which is why the plan backfired. I didn't push Wyatt away. I handed him a golden opportunity. He stepped in and paid the bill, and it was only another month or two before you two got engaged. It's weird, but lately I've been dreaming about that night. I keep seeing that first projector I toppled, watching that hologram of a pioneer woman sluice sideways and spin to the floor like a bowling pin as the emitter crashed over. A zap and a flicker, and she was gone. History shorting out, kinda like now. Wonder if anyone will survive to build museums about us. This is about the closest we've got. I will say, so I know I haven't done a ton of analysis on these yet, but what we just read is a, I'd say, relatively common phenomenon sometimes that you see with like blended families, or when like a particular parent figure starts engaging with somebody else that the child like doesn't approve of. Acting out is a common way to gain attention And it's a false sense of control sometimes that a child, and sometimes adults, can have over a given situation. So him going to like trash this and act out on behalf of his mother dating Wyatt, pretty common behavior. Not necessarily to go to that extreme, but your child, you're not entitled to your child liking your new romantic partner if you choose to bring one in. Like, it's totally okay for you to do that. If you're like moving on, if you're engaging in a new relationship, if that's something that's meaningful for you to do as a parent, that is entirely reasonable for you to do, and go for it. But you're not entitled to your child being totally okay with it. And sometimes parents overly seek the reassurance of their kids in that, much to their detriment. You can listen to your kids, you can hear their concerns, you can remind them that they're still your priority, et cetera, but acting out or trying to take control of the situation or doing stuff like that, pretty common way for kids to try to exert influence on a situation like that. So kind of interesting to read about it from his perspective. All right, let's go get this Banuk figurine. I'm not gonna call him Dad, not even if there's a fire. Step Brothers is a fantastic movie. I'm learning my lesson here on the Skyrim climbing. Let's go. Yeah. That was really awkward, Aloy. You play with ninja swords in the garage? I mean, I love me some John C. Reilly. He plays my favorite character in TV history, so. And that would be Dr. Stephen Brule. There it is.
Looks like one of those Banuks.
Tek Tuk. As the months of my exile turn to years, I've thought long on what kept me from claiming you. Such a call could only be settled in blood by the death of a Signac, our chieftain, or my own. It is true I feared this battle and his strength, but not as much as I feared its aftermath. The eyes of Ely on your mother, or the eyes of Ely your mother, distant and dead, as they beheld the corpse of her mate. This I could not bear, and so I remained silent, ashamed. The fate is cold and cruel, and my fears came to pass despite me. I paint this mark in sorrow and leave you this offering, though it will never touch the warmth of your hands.
Sculptures.
Man, we're almost done with those. We only got one more to go. Now, I realize that the flowers last episode were haikus, and that I may have been a bit harsh in my judgment of them as boring and lacking. But in comparison to some of the other ones, they were boring and lacking. I hope that by getting all these Banuk tributes, like when I finally go up to say hi to the Banuk, they're cool with me and they know that I'm the one that did it. I mean, I've gotten pretty damn good at getting Aloy through Skyrim climbing, gotta say. There it is.
What made these flowers?
Orchid breathing. Incense into butterfly wings.
And why?
So deep. Wow. You can just say you prefer the white guy poetry from the 1800s. Hey, as a white guy, you know, represent. Not enough white guy representation, am I right? Maybe not. As a reminder, chat, if you happen to maybe be new here, or if you're watching this on YouTube, please do not spoil. So giving me information about the flowers that I don't ask for. I do not want it. I hope we'll learn at some point the significance of them, but if you already know it, don't tell me.
I'll shake it out later.
Oof. Whoa. What's going on here? Another bandit camp that we already cleared out. So, there's a vessel nearby. There it is. What will this one have on it? Cracked and battered vessel. It says Hearts Wayfarers. I think that was one of the sports teams that we heard about. From old Mati. Mr. Mati. We got another... Oh, here we go. Good. Gimme. UK vets struggle. 10 years after mustering out, UK vets struggle to make ends meet. Watford, May 1st, 2062. 10 years ago, Lance Corporal Rosalind Jeffries received her discharge paperwork at a ceremony that marked the decommissioning of all human combat forces in the Royal Air Force. Today, Jeffries and her husband live with another former military family in a small two-bedroom flat in Watford. Well, it's not ideal, says the good-humored Jeffries, who supplements her military pension as a bartender, but it's sort of an English tradition, isn't it? Resenting elected officials for breaking promises? We might do. Bear with me. Shut up. Jeffries isn't the only one having to make do. According to a study conducted by a social welfare research institute, 75% of veterans polled reported that they are unable to cover living expenses with their pension income alone. Researcher Harold Adeyemi explains, "It's a complicated situation. 10 years ago, few people anticipated just how high and how quickly the cost of living would rise. As funding of the NHS has gradually been siphoned into the coffers of corporate healthcare providers, it's become increasingly difficult for veterans to access medical care. Those who are two factors of probably thousands contributing to straits becoming so dire for our veterans. But I suppose that's a little comfort to someone who's struggling to feed their children." Oh man, everything's just going bad. Corporate greed is the best. Man, general living conditions suck ass, but hey, shareholders, glad you got a return on your investment. Good for you. Happy for you.
Hunt's over. Fight's on.
I gotta get to the top of this building over here. Oh gosh. All right. Chill. Chill. Fire your bow, Aloy. Thank you. All right. Vantage point is all the way up there. Gotta be a way up. It is real dark in here. Holy. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is happening? All right. Take a second. Slow down. No need to panic. This is a claustrophobic nightmare right now. Holy crap. Hey, Gorilla. Can we get this patched? Oh my god, I need daylight. I can get out of this. Yes! Told you. I'm sure they're working on a fix. Yeah. Doesn't that look like a grabbable light? Wow. Color me stumped. How do I get up there? Aloy, find a way up. There will be no Skyrim climb in this building. Really? Like, what? Holy crap. All right, think, Aloy. Maybe you gotta enter from the building across the way. All right, all right. There we go. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's up on this building. Okay. Well, see, I was wasting time. Look at all these resource boxes. I don't even need them. All right. What do you got for me, Mr. Mati? Ooh.
A pocket shitstorm tore day 4. It's hard to believe Metallurgic International used to be headquartered in this dreary old cigarette. Wyatt's office was on the 2nd floor from the top. If Emmett had a policy against workplace romances, he probably wrote it.
Hi, Ma. Looking back, it's almost comical how much I detested Wyatt. I hated everything about him. His lumpy face, his bad skin, his always calm voice, his out-of-style suits, and especially his stupid cowboy name. I don't care how badly you want to assimilate, there's never any excuse for naming your kid after a gunfighter. I couldn't believe you'd replace my Baba, a decorated combat flyer, with a corporate drone. So I made it as hard for you as I could. That's exactly what I was talking about. I was beyond cruel. I accused you to your face of only being interested in Wyatt for his money. Called you, my own mother, a gold digger and worse. Refused to attend the wedding, then got myself arrested the night before just to cinch the point. It took me years to understand the obvious. Of course you married him for his money. For my sake. not yours. Before Wyatt, the job you were working didn't even cover food and rent. When you didn't get overtime, we slipped deeper in debt or went hungry. You literally couldn't afford to spend time at home, let alone pay for childcare or rent a nanny bot. Meanwhile, your son was out of control, a truant and a thief, not even out of junior high and already a drug addict. If you'd only had yourself to worry about, I think you would have politely refused Wyatt's interest. You were no stranger to hardship. Compared to what you went through getting out of Kolkata in 2037, simple poverty probably seemed like a cakewalk. You knew how to survive. But your son didn't. I was headed nowhere at ramming speed. You married Wyatt to save me, for the stability and opportunities his money could provide. It wound up working, but not as smoothly as you hoped. Before I could be saved, I had to die first. But that's a story for the Amphitheater. No, that's a story for us. We want that story. So we're like downtown in this area. It's like this whole thing is, it's a big city. I wish I could know where all the hollow things are, because I would find all of them. What's up, big boy? You stay over there. Shut up, Watcher. Shut up. Shut up. Look for the pile with the purple.
All right.
Here, kitty kitty. Whoa, okay, you can get through there. I didn't think you could get through there. The amount of times she does not fire her bow when I shoot it is driving me nuts. Hey! Hey! Alright. Had quite enough of all of you. O ye pile of rubble, where art thou? The heck, man? How many times a girl gotta run through the same place to find a freaking cup? This cup doesn't want to be found. Apparently. Unless it's like on top of the building. And I know how exciting this is to watch me look for this thing and run over it 1,000 times. There's probably people who are like, I know exactly what this is, DrMick, and you've walked past it like 5 times and it's driving me crazy. There's people yelling at their screens in the future right now on YouTube. Oh. You ready to get this one? Yeah, we must have read that one already because it's not new. Found that one. I think I remember it. If I was a cup lost in a building, where would I be? Every one of these piles has been like glaringly obvious up until this point. Alright, I'm gonna give it like 2 more minutes and then I'm asking everybody where it's at. Because I do not want to run around like a crazy person for the next 10 minutes trying to find this stupid thing. Actually, I'm just gonna ask, where is it? Chat, if somebody knows where it is, tell me where it is, because I don't want to screw around with this. This is for a stupid cup. Might be on the river bank. Other side of the river? Wow! So it's not even... Oh, Jesus. Alright, whatever. Alright, we got it. We got it. I'm not gonna get... Thank God I asked, because I was gonna piss around over there forever. Am I in the circle? I guess I am. Alright. All for this stupid terrain of the Gatelands. Whatever, we got all the cups. We're good. This is nice. Got all the cups. Last vantage point is over here. Good. It's just so satisfying seeing them all. Just right there, you know? We're paying our dues for the main quest line. Ooh, a chilly wind is coming through. God, I can like feel the chilly wind on my skin right now while we're walking through this. Such good atmosphere. All right, vantage point. Vantage point. Where are you? Up there. Ooh.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 2. My father guest lectured here. A 300-level military history course on the age of human manpower. Might as well have been teaching medieval siege tactics. I was 8 when he died.
Maybe we get more info on that. Hi, Ma. You brought me here once to see Baba teach. I didn't know it at the time, but the class was like something out of the 20th century. He stood behind a lectern in a real space lecture hall, raising his unamplified voice to be heard by flesh and blood cadets seated in plastic chairs. This being 45 or 46, our air forces must have already been 60 to 70% automated, but the academy was still old school, literally. I suppose the quaintness of the setting fit the subject he was teaching. The age of human air power, 1909 to question marks. The cadets probably thought the question marks were wishful thinking or willful ignorance. From their perspective, the era of the human pilot was already over. But not for Baba. I could still see the medals he kept in that drawer in the bedroom. The inscriptions in Sanskrit. Touch the sky with glory, you said one meant. Even as a Commodore in the IAF, he kept flying. He still remembered what it was like to sit in a cockpit with his hand on the stick and his finger on a trigger. And that's how he died. June 5th, 2048. At the funeral, some Metallurgic International reps said we should be proud he died defending free markets, even though I knew that was a lie. He died defending M-Int's claim on a tantalum mine. That's what he died for. And why stop the truth-telling there? Really, he died because M-Int wasn't yet rich enough to afford a fully automated fleet, because it wasn't cost-effective to upgrade a military surplus razor wing with improved electronics warfare gear. He died because human combat pilots were just as obsolete as the crates they put him in, and just as expendable. When he spiraled into the jungle, our family crashed with him. For weeks you couldn't get out of bed, and then came the hospital, me staying with neighbors, even after you recovered. Even when you said all the right things and promised we'd be okay, I didn't believe it. Something had broken between us. I felt like an orphan and nothing seemed to matter anymore, which is how I lived for the next 7 years until it almost killed me. That's a tough one to read as the last one. You know, let's talk about him for a second, because we've read through all these vantage points, and I just gotta commend Gorilla on making these side quests so meaningful. It really comes down to a story that I think many people can connect with in some ways, which is essentially that you're a child or you're a teenager. Some really significant adversity shows up in your life that you are impacted by directly. You don't possess the development or the context or the knowledge to really put that into context in any kind of like meaningful way. And so you make a bunch of decisions in compensation for that are really destructive because you don't know any better, because it hurts. And when teens and young adults and children hurt, they tend to make decisions that are impulsive, that seem like the right thing to do in the short term, and there's not a lot of thought about the long-term effect on things, in part because of a lack of knowledge, in part because you just don't go there. And then the really unfortunate part is that, one, you have to live with the consequences of those decisions as an adult, and two, a lot of times folks will get to a point where they now have the knowledge and the development to put all of that in context in a meaningful way. And in the case of him, it leads to an immense amount of shame and regret and judgment. And the sad thing about it to me is that we all have a tendency to look back on ourselves as like teenagers, young adults, and children so harshly, rather than giving ourselves the benefit of the doubt that we were doing the best we could. Like, as he was doing drugs and burning a warpath through his world, that was him doing the best he could. That was him using the tools that he had. And it's a bummer that that's the case, but it's not uncommon. And so as an adult, I think one of the most important things that any of us can do is find a way to be compassionate to ourselves about the decisions we made in the past. To understand that sometimes those were due to a lack of understanding. Sometimes there is maliciousness. Sometimes that stuff was on purpose. But putting it in context for ourselves and asking ourselves, what does that mean for me now? What does that mean for the decisions I make going forward? And it sounds like what he eventually did was tried to compensate for those things that he was judging himself so harshly for, to make his mother proud, to live a life that feels like it was in the spirit of what maybe his father and mother would have wanted or believed in or whatever. And then these journals that he leaves are a way for him to process that information and essentially resynthesize it, to acknowledge the facts of what happened, to place more of an adult understanding on it, to try to resolve what that means for himself. And it's tough stuff, man. You can see the regret and the shame and the judgment even in his written words. And it's hard not to go in that direction. But I do think that these letters to his mother are ways for him, like they're not just letters to his mom. Obviously his mother is dead at the time that he's writing these. These are also letters for himself. It's a way for him to process that information with a level of sophistication that is hopefully going to allow him to pack it into his mind in a more meaningful way that allows him to be more present in what it is that he's doing now. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't, but like the trajectory of what he described to us through these vantage points is really, in some ways it's tragic, in some ways it's relatable, in some ways it just is. And coming to terms with all of that when we have certain values and ideas about what it's supposed to be and our lived experience doesn't align with that, it can be a tough thing to align for ourselves. And it sometimes takes a significant amount of time to make sense of it. But whatever team wrote these did a really wonderful job of, I mean, think about it. All we did was read letters. We heard his voice in a couple sentences each time we read letters, and I feel this like really strong investment in this guy's story. And I would hope that the same amount of empathy that we might try to find for him, even though he's been dead for a very long time, is the kind of empathy that we can extend to ourselves and to others in the present moment. Because there's a real human element to what he wrote about. In a land of machines and automation, what he provided for us in these was very human. And connecting with that, I think, is very important for all of us. And yeah, unfortunately, sometimes acknowledging you did the best you could, it doesn't make it feel better. But it can help us be just a little bit kinder to ourselves and make maybe a little bit different decision going forward. And it's asking ourselves, how can we learn from that so that we don't have to feel this again? It's hard, man. It's tough stuff. Really tough stuff. Kind of amazing. Look at that. Look how so modern and techie and stuff that is, and then it's all just destroyed over here. Man, that was good. That was good stuff. Really enjoyed that. Now we are very close to Mother's Watch, which means that we are also very close to Aloy's home base. And I'm forgetting exactly which, but I'd like to revisit our home. Or like where we were with Rust. Would it be accurate to say that if the goal isn't to feel better, it would be described as not making it worse than it is? Yeah, I mean, we see, here's the thing, is we can and do perpetuate narratives for ourselves that can be quite harmful. And I think sometimes there's this tendency to try to exert influence on the past in ways that are impossible. Like, you can't go back. No matter how hard you try, you cannot go back and redo what already happened. And a lot of people get really stuck on that, of like, oh, if only I would, like, I mean, take him, for example. He probably would tell you as an adult, if I could go back to that time where my mom got with Wyatt, I wouldn't have started using drugs. I wouldn't have trashed the museum. But that's because he has the benefit of hindsight and he has the benefit of being an adult. But that's not actually helpful. Because the reality is, that's what he did. That's the choice he made. And it's a choice he made that at the time was the best that he could do with the elements that he used in order to make that decision. Like, I fundamentally believe that at any given point in time, a human being, no matter how big or small the decision, when you make a decision, you make that decision because you believe it to be the best decision you could make with the variables you have at hand. And sometimes there's a prevailing variable that pushes you in a direction. And there are times where we're like, this doesn't seem like the best decision, but I'm going to make it anyway. And that's because there's a prevailing variable there that is pushing you in that direction. And so generally, I think all of us are doing the best we can and trying to make the best decision we can to resolve whatever issue we're trying to resolve at any given point in time. And so the important thing is for us to ask ourselves, like, when are the times that we made a decision we thought was best have a consequence that we were not particularly fond of? And is there a way that we can learn from that so that the next time we're presented with a similar set of variables, perhaps we make an alternative decision? I think if we focus too hard on trying to change what already happened and trying to exert influence there, you're taking time away from the ability to exert influence in the here and now. So going through these exercises of reflecting in the way that we witnessed here is not necessarily a way to make yourself feel better about it. It's a way for you to provide enough proper context on it that you can find a way to be compassionate, and hopefully that compassion can extend into how you perceive and contextualize yourself now. Where instead of saying I did the best I could 20 years ago, you could also say I'm doing the best I can now. Or asking yourself, is this the best I can do? And if not, what can I use from my lived experience to bring myself to what I would consider to be my best? So I think it's more about that as an exercise. What am I going to do now? But those are just my 2 cents. I'm not saying that's right. It's just my thoughts. The only way you can influence the future is through how you influence here and now.
Built all this alone. So many memories. It's not home anymore. Not without Rost. There's nothing for me here anymore.
All right, so for Aloy, we're going to make this a little bit of a pilgrimage here, I think in part
Snow chill itches.
so that she can also have this opportunity to like reflect on, this is where I grew up, I have a lot of memories here, and really be present with the spirit of Rost in terms of how she's internalized him. And we just heard her say, right, like this is just wood. This is just a house. This isn't home. Home would be if Rost was present here. And for a lot of people, that's the case, is the people you're around. But I want to see kind of how Aloy responds when we walk through here and see how she processes this space. If we can even go into it. I don't know, Fori. We'd have to ask her, but we're not going to. I don't really care what Tirsa has to say about what we've done so far. Ancient ruins discovered. Rost's grave. Wait, where? Where's his grave? Oh. Oh, there it is. Okay. Curious who set this up. Maybe it was Aloy.
Hi, Rost. I'll just take this off. Don't want him listening in. Rost, I can't believe it's taken me so long to visit you. When you said goodbye, I told you I'd find you. Track you down. Well, looks like you did it after all. Went somewhere I can't follow. I should have known you'd be watching. At the proving. Looking out for me. There for me when no one else was. Like always. One last time. Thank you, Rost. I won't waste what you've given me. I promise. I'll make you proud. Elizabeth Sobek, she couldn't have been my mother. She was an old one. She lived ages ago. Still, there is a connection. The hatch. It thought I was her. It's really strange. Somehow, Elizabeth stopped war machines from destroying the world. She couldn't save the civilization of the old ones. That was destroyed, obviously. But life, it survived. She saved life from being devoured. I need to know how Elizabeth stopped the machines. If I can find the weapon she built and use it, the Eclipse won't stand a chance. Speaking of the Eclipse, I think I had a run-in with Hades. I picked up a focus and it was like a cloud or dark swarm of something. And its voice. It was terrible. I don't know what Hades is or what it wants, but it's evil. No other way to describe it. I know where I need to go next. The Grave Horde. Sounds great, huh? Elizabeth went there to hold council with the war chiefs of her tribe, I guess you could say. Maybe the weapon she built. Maybe I can find it there. The killers from the Proving. They aren't gonna hurt anyone anymore. I tracked them to Devil's Grief. There was a battle, and we won. Varl, he made an impression. Has some other issues, but I like him. Well, from grave to Grave Horde. Here I go. I'll try to come back before long.
So, one thing I really like about that from just a game design standpoint, I love that you don't see Aloy's face on that. It's pretty cool that you face the gravestone itself, so it's sort of like you are with Aloy there, instead of like looking at her. When we talk about attachment in all my playthroughs, we're talking about in a lot of ways, the way in which we internalize certain caregivers and use them as a touch point during times of adversity. But it can also be during times of like joy and stuff. There's all sorts of theories about the ways that humans carry on other humans, whether alive or dead, like why we do it, how we do it, etc. But the part that I want to emphasize here in how Aloy is processing this by sharing her adventures and what's been happening around her, and she speaks to Ross directly at his grave, is from an attachment perspective, our attachment figures are people that we seek proximity to in times of stress and adversity. Well, Rost is not physically available. So we have two means of gaining that proximity to a person. One is to hold them inside our mind in a particular type of way. And unfortunately, that is limited because we only hold our perceptions of that person instead of the entirety of that person. One of the things that we learn a little bit about Aloy's relationship to Rost here for how she navigates this is that she perceived Rost as being somebody who is willing to listen, who cares about what she's doing, who cares about her motivations. She talks to him because he, to her, was somebody who listened. If she never perceived Rost as being somebody who gave any damn about what she was doing, she probably wouldn't come to his grave and tell him about what she's doing. But it also tells us that Rost is still somebody she carries with her, and that the way that she can bring herself in proximity to him is through tangible goods. So a grave site for a lot of people, or like a vase, or an item or whatever, can be a really good tangible thing to bring yourself in proximity to in that time of distress. So perhaps it's somebody who goes to a grave site, or maybe you have a necklace that you wear that a loved one had that you touch, or whatever. Like, these are ways that we maintain that security in an abstract way in the absence of that person. Death is the ultimate cutoff in terms of physical proximity. And it can be what makes the grief of it so profound. But it doesn't have to be the loss of like mental and spiritual connection. Doesn't mean that the way you carry a person over time doesn't subside. Like, sometimes you will have days where you don't think about a person anymore that you were grieving. And for a lot of folks, that's a really harsh moment of reality of you almost feel bad about it. Like, I should be carrying this person in my memory every day. Not necessarily. Maybe you have, I mean, there might be days when Aloy was alive where she wasn't thinking about Rost that day because she had other stuff that she cared about, and that's okay to do in death. But to have these little moments where you can engage with a person that was meaningful to you as a way to either process grief or maintain that relationship or internalization after that person has died, like, it can be incredibly meaningful to do that. So long as it's being used in a way that is perpetuating health. There are some people that will lose themselves into this kind of thing, and that can be problematic. But I love seeing the way that Aloy handled that, because it tells us a little bit about how she perceived Rost as a man who was interested in what she had to say. And a relationship that Silence is not entitled to hear her talk through. It's kind of cool, too.
Home. To think he built all this alone. So many memories. It's not home anymore. Not without Rost. There's nothing for me here anymore.
Given that that's also a mechanic where you pretty obviously get a little synopsis of what Aloy's been up to, yes, we'll return to it at some point. Oh, unless I kill Aloy here while I try to jump onto this zip line. I wonder if it's weird for her to come back here after seeing the wider world. It could be. I mean, especially since this was like such a limited, like she thought this was essentially like kind of the scope of the world that she's in. Oh, look at that. There's like another airplane over there. Damn. Thank you for the bits. Oh, wait, I appreciate it.
Well, you're not.
Evening wind, water laps, the heron's legs. Okay.
Ordinary.
Where is that? Wait, is that bonfire all the way down there? And I don't know that I want to climb all the way back over there. So I have 10 skill points to use. Holy shit. Wait, since when? When did these get undone? Anything else collectible wise over here right now? Oh yeah, another Banuk figurine is over here and a flower is over here. Oh man, do I want to go up there right now? I suppose I could hold off on that until I go up there. But I also... We'll go to... Okay, so we're going to go to Meridian. We're going to sell some stuff off. We'll give those people the stuff that they're looking for. Actually, maybe we'll grab these 3 flowers and then we'll go to Meridian. It's good stuff. I like... So here's the other thing. For those of you that are like, man, DrMick, why do you just do all these side quests, man? Another reason that I like to do these is because it gives us so much more context of the world we're in. Like, even just hearing the vantage points gives us a little bit more insight into the world, how it was prior to us being here. So that even when we see that stuff with, like, Elizabeth and Ted, we have more context around it than just Elizabeth and Ted, and I really like that. Like, context helps me give more thorough and hopefully accurate analysis too of what's going on. So that's another reason why I like to do this. Hopefully I can find these flowers relatively quick. I'm gonna guess it's on that island over there. Cool, right here. Low in the eastern sky is set thy glancing eye, and though its gracious light, near riseth to my sight, yet every star that climbs above the gnarled limbs of yonder hill conveys thy gentle will. Ooh.
Damn.
I don't want to deal with you. It is funny how the machines ultimately become more of a nuisance than anything else after a while. It's like you're trying to improve your schemas from simple to complex. In a lot of ways, yes. Information and context is very powerful in terms of trying to understand to a more fuller extent the issues that people in this world are dealing with. Otherwise, if we don't gather this, see, this is the beauty of this, right? Think about how much more we know about this world that we're traversing than all the Nora who are still just chilling at their camp. Like, think about that for a second. Like, it's a beautiful illustration of how this works. We have so much more knowledge, which also, ironically, tells us how little we know. Like, the more we learn, the more we realize we don't know. The Nora are sitting in a camp thinking they know the whole story, or at least talking as if they do. And all we had to do was go outside those walls and explore a little bit and talk to new people and have new experiences. And Aloy is now already so much more knowledgeable about the world around her. Like, it's kind of amazing. And that's why it's so important to get so much context. She can make better decisions about how to navigate the world at large because of it. It may indeed be fantasy when I essay to draw from all created things deep, heartfelt, inward joy that closely clings, and trace in leaves and flowers that round me lie lessons of love and earnest piety. So let it be, and if the wide world rings in mock of this belief it brings, so will I build my altar in the fields, and the blue sky my fretted dome shall be, and the sweet fragrance that the wildflower yields shall be the incense I will yield to thee, the only God, and thou shalt not despise even me, the priest of this poor sacrifice. The Nora need an exchange student program. Not a terrible idea.
Need them soon enough.
Let's go get this flower. That was my new favorite flower. It's a good one. It's a good one. Unlike those garbage-ass haikus out east, you know what I mean? Give me these Western poems. Oh! Wait a second. Hold on. Is that a thing? You get haikus in the eastern part of the world because haikus come from the east? And then oh my God! My bias is showing! I want the American poems! Oh, that's clever. Cheeky. Cheeky. I see what you did there now, Gorilla. I see what you did there. Yeah, I get it. Go play Ghost of Tsushima. I get it. All right. I see what you want me to do.
Wet. But I tan this leather well. It'll keep.
Nice job, Aloy. Way to go. Where is this stupid ass thing? Probably up there. This doesn't sound good. There's some loud stuff up here. Oh man, where's the flower?
I can still get the upper hand.
I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I just want the flower, guys. No. No, 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 no. You dick. All right, I'm blowing you up. I'm blowing you up. Oh, there it is, right there. There's a Thunderjaw over there. The dust of many crumbled cities settles over us like a forgetful doze, but we are older than those cities. We began as a mineral. We emerged into plant life and into the animal state, and then into being human. And always we have forgotten our former states, except in early spring when we slightly recall being green again. The evolution of humanity via poems. Okay, I see you. Oh, hey, why not? We're over here. Oh, Glinthawks are 1000% the most annoying machines to fight. 1000%. If I could avoid them completely, I would. Oh, this place again. Oh, God. All right, let's go find this person's friend. Howdy-ho, do you want to be found?
Here's the bridge Jira mentioned. Now to see if I can find his tracks.
Kurt, what's up, bud?
Find help.
Easy now. What's your name? What happened?
Hackert. Find help for Pitchcliff. The Glinthawks keep attacking. They'll kill my brother. Everyone.
Another
Not
person.
if I have anything to say about it.
We just watch another person die in front of Aloy. Good God!
No telling how many people pass this way. But this was a man with a cart, so...
At this point, you know, if you're Aloy, you're going to start to see patterns that you don't want to see. The cart tracks just stopped. I'm seriously, like, Aloy is the Grim Reaper. Alright, we got all these big ass machines here. Yeah, these, see, I love this. These people were like, nope! We're going over here, man.
End of the tracks. Well, that doesn't make any sense. What's around here? Someone's possessions. Candarts? There's goods scattered everywhere. And a little blood, too. Either he fell,
Or one of these nasty ass machines.
there's enough blood to worry me.
Yeah, these people got messed up. Oh my God.
No more blood. Must have had time to bite. This chest looks like it's a Voseron making. At least he's easy to follow. I just hope he's okay.
Dude, if this guy survived this trek, he's as dangerous as I am. Follow the trail of items. Oh boy, okay. Guys, I'm just passing through. I'm really not trying to make any trouble.
Barrel. Let's move. Yes, Aaron's breath. Let's get a roll downhill.
Reminds her of Aaron's breath. Dude. Rolled down the hill, so let's go up here. Hello? Hey, what's up, bud?
Am I glad to see you, stranger?
Are you Kendert? I'm a friend of Jira's.
Huh? I'm a husband of Jira's.
She heard you'd gone missing. I tracked you. What happened?
I was coming to join her. A sandstorm blew in, I sought shelter. It didn't work out. And here I am getting read as a Karja priest, my goods scattered in a herd of tramplers. There's only so much you can do to make me look less of an idiot. But could you get back my scrapper sap?
That would be the stuff down there with the herd of tramplers?
I'm not proud, I'm just a brewer, and maybe 5 bottles of that is worth more than I am to Jira.
This guy seems a bit cheery. Like, he's like totally fine that I found. He's also like, oh, thank God you found me. Oh boy. Am I gonna have to take all your asses out? Is that where this is going? That's where this is going. Alright. Alright. Yes, expose your belly.
I felt that.
Woo! Yeah, come on over, Thunderjaw. Why not? Why not, bud?
I've got other.
Yo! Yeah, you suck, dude. Handley! Whoa! Call me La Matidora. You see that shit, brother? Yeah! These bottles are huge, but they'll fit in my pockets. I tanned these pockets the other day. They'll hold. Oh, get off. Get off the bottle, man. That bottle better not be under there. It is. It is. This stupid ass machine. Maybe not. Wait a second. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Can't be too prepared.
Yeah, if this was real life, I'd have been like, sorry about you, man. I'm not going down there fighting all that for 5 bottles of alcohol, but...
Huntress. Thank you. Oseram's finest, this stuff. Keeps you warm in a snowstorm. Strips the grit out of a gear wheel.
Kendert, why did you set out so unprepared?
hammer to steel of the matter is, I did it for love. When Jira said she wanted to leave the claim, I consulted with the Ilderman. I won't repeat what they said. You won't like it.
You've got me curious.
No, I've already dug myself a hole deep enough to swallow a thunderjaw. It was my mistake not going with her. I've had time enough to see that. Maybe it's not too late.
You'll find her stocking up at Day Tower. Good luck.
I'll be heading off soon. This saloon of hers, what's it like?
Roomy.
Roomy and non-existent, my man.
Little spark. Any sign of that man?
I found him, Jira. I think you two will have a lot to talk about.
I like a good story. And a good drink. It's why I'm good at what I do.
He's bringing you both. Kendrick wants to be with you. He regrets that he took the word of the Ilderman.
No. If you've been watching my playthroughs, you know that I hate what Aloy just did there. You know that I hate it. You know I gotta call it out. That is not Aloy's information to share. I realize that Aloy probably wants to be helpful here. She wants to interpret. Maybe she feels bad for the guy. There's any number of reasons why she might want to disclose that. All of them good intentions, all of them terrible idea. Let him tell her. That's him. He's got to tell her that. And if you're a person that goes, well, maybe he doesn't know how. Maybe he it's not your problem. That guy has to figure out how to say the stuff that he needs to say to her. It's not Aloy's responsibility to translate that. It's not Aloy's responsibility to disclose it. Don't be Aloy here. It is so important to have contextual awareness around when something is appropriate for you to disclose and when it is not. If it has nothing to do with you and your experience and everything to do with what somebody else has to say or feel about something, you should stay out of it. And if this woman asked Aloy, what'd he say? You might say to her, it's not my place to tell you that. I'm going to let him tell you. You can hold that boundary there. Do not triangulate yourself in that way, friends. Don't do it. Hate it.
Women know their place in the claim, was their word. It's the Carja's son that bakes their brains and gives them such thoughts.
That's...
The tribe. You can't bear a grudge. It'd make you go mad. My silly man. Little Spark, how can I thank you? There'll always be a drink for you at Hunter's Gathering.
I'd like 5 bottles of alcohol, please. I know it's tempting. I know it's tempting. When you have that information, you think you can be helpful. It seems like the right thing to do. You're like, oh, if I say this to her, it's going to do him a solid. It's going to do her a solid. There's all sorts of justifications that people make for themselves in triangulating themselves into business they shouldn't be triangulating themselves into. I'm telling you, you save yourself a world of interpersonal frustration and annoyance if you stay out of shit like that. Know your place and your role. Waiting for a storm bird. I'm just waiting for it. You know there's gonna be one. Be like, caw. I feel like I'm playing Death Stranding right now. Which, if you're watching this and you didn't know,
For melted snow.
I have a playthrough of that game on my channel. A little different than these, but it exists nonetheless. Oh boy. Now, if I was a flower, if I was a metal flower on top of a giant snowy mountain, where would I be?
A quick way down.
That's a game. Death Stranding is a game I wish I could forget completely and replay again, and do it in this format. I mean, I suppose I could do it in this format, but like actually read the stuff. There it is. All right. A wind sways the pines, and below not a breath of wild air. Not still as the mosses that glow on the flooring and over the lines of the roots here and there. The pine tree drops its dead. They are quiet as under the sea. Overhead, overhead rushes life in a race. As the clouds chase, and we go, and we drop like the fruits of the tree, even we, even so. Alright, we got all three of those, or all of those. Look at that. We got, wait, are those the last two? Are those the last two flowers? Oh, it is. All right. Hell yes. All right, let's go get those, and then we're going to Meridian. Let's go. We're going to Skyrim drop down this mountain. Oh, three flowers. Three flowers. There's one over at the Banuk area, isn't there? Oh, baby. Here we go. I'm going to need to eat these weed brownies all the way down. All right. Down. Down. Go down. Up! Oh, stubbed my toe a little bit on that one. We're fine. They're medicinal. Yeah. Yeah. If we're in Colorado, then we're good. Although I would hope by 2062 it was legal everywhere. Maybe. Oh boy. Oh boy, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's going for it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hell yeah, let's go.
Here they come.
Ooh, is there anything in this downed plane? There's gotta be. In some ways, this looks like the Cosmodrome in Destiny.
Into your business.
Gotta be. Something in there? No? Wow. What a gamer. That's right. That's me. O ye flower, where art thou? There it is. I really do need to use my focus more. Wow, your aim sucks ass. No, maybe it doesn't. I love that they have solar panels on their back. I probably said that before, but I think that's super cool. The sky's face has turned dark. Don't believe a cloud has come in the garden. Snow changed the raven to a falcon of white. Oh, what designs might the magician of cold display? Like a mirror, the page of the water is bound in ice. I like that one. That's a good one. All right, let's go. Let's go. They do? I think so. They look like solar panels anyway. I mean, maybe they're not.
Look out below.
Look at this big ass place. That we're gonna have to go through in order to get to this flower. Hope y'all aren't hostile. What up, Karja? What's up? All right, in we go. We're gonna have to fight this big boy in here, it seems. Two of them.
You're going down.
Two big boys. Give me your gun. 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 Oh, you don't have a gun. Let me shoot your face thing. Dick. God damn it! Shoot the bow! Ugh. By the way, friends, if you want to survive a really harsh world, have you considered ever just turning on story mode in your own life? Like, stop playing on hard, you know what I mean? When dawn hennas her hands with the blood of the horizon, let the new bride of the golden veil uncover her shining face. Look at how beautiful That is. That's just... That's nice. That's real nice. Alright. Let's go to Meridian. If I can remember where Meridian even is. Where the hell is Meridian? Meridian! Ah, there it is. Okay. We're good. It's right there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you, King. God. Sounds like something a life coach influencer would say. And think they're being super deep. Things are too hard. Turn on story mode. Let everything float past. Yeah. It's just the story you're telling yourself. That's the real problem. All right. Got some apples? All right, let's talk to these...
King of Odd is a reasonable man.
Talk to these folks that collect all this stuff.
The street seems full of
But
smiles.
first, I'm gonna dump some shit off over here. Okay, after I strike the wall. Okay.
Long night last night.
Hello there.
Back from the wilds. Find any Banuk relics?
Yes.
You ready? Let's trade then.
Okay, let's trade then.
Come on back if you find any Banuk goods. I'd like...
Okay. Inventory now. Is this worth it? Time to find out. 500 metal. It's the friends you made along the way, chat. It's the friends you made. It's the friends you made along the way. Don't you ever forget that, okay? It was about the journey. It's not about the loot drop. It's about the fact that you enjoyed the lore that you got and the journey that you had.
It's always the ones you least expected.
I got one of those Russian dolls
The old man caught me sipping a brew.
that just you open and there's another one in it. That's all I got.
Yes. I remember you. Did you find the vessels I seek?
Yeah, I might have, bud.
Yes. Trade quickly. I have work to do.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will leave you to the hunt. Be sure to delve into the ruins.
What, he's not even like... Thanks for finding literally all of them? I didn't do it for a thank you. I didn't do it for a thank you. Oh, this is painful. I had a lot of metal shards, man. I am doing just fine. I mean, I don't control the economy. They asked me to go get stuff. I could have said no. I didn't. You know. Whose fault is it really?
Move along. You have no need to loiter around here.
Could you spare a moment to speak? Ah, you're back. Did you bring me something lovely?
I brought you many lovely things.
Ah, let us haggle over this beautiful bounty.
Yes, I haggle.
Till we meet again, my noble Nora. I have a...
All right, now this is what I'm talking about. And this guy's got some stuff. You know, at least I get some weapon coils.
Matter of grace and beauty I would like to discuss with you.
Matter of grace and beauty. All right, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Let's go to the Hunter's Lodge. See what's up.
Hawk Bradavin Khan Kadish, cherished brother, and Sunhawk Talavad Khan Padish, beloved father. Let their memory and sacrifice be a beacon for all hunters, all people to follow.
Sun King Avad has re-established trade with all the tribes his father Richard. A miracle of the sun.
Looks like this place is more fun to hang out without douchey McDouche pants. Hey, a scroll I didn't read. Record of Redmaw 2. Ooh, fresh ink. Ooh! Amendment to the Record of Redmaw by inquiring Jandinaman, historian in residence at the Hunter's Lodge. In time, all creatures fall, all legends fade away. Such it was with Redmaw, deadliest of Thunderjaws. In a mere 20 seconds, a Nora huntress found her way in, shot the gun off of it, turned his gun on him, and felled him faster than she's felled other beasts in this world because these dumbass hunters couldn't take him down. In the summer of the 3rd year of the reign of the Sun King Avad, Sunhawk Assis received word of a sighting and set out after the beast. Talana, Hawk of the Lodge, went soon after, quickly followed by her thrush, Aloy of the Nora. Fearing Talana might take Redmaw first and thus supplant him as Sunhawk, Assis resorted to treachery, laying a trap for the hawk. 9 mercenaries ambushed her, but aided by her thrush, Talana defeated them all. 6 shot, 3 blasted. Hawk and Thrush continued after Redmaw, arriving just as legendary monster took Sunhawk Assis out of the fight. Lash of the Tail. Working together, the 2 women finally defeated Redmaw in a fight for the ages. You remember that? You remember that fight for the ages? Yeah. Fight for the seconds. Alas, the wounds that Assis sustained were mortal. Crushed internal organs, evidence of bowel failure. And he did not live to see Talana take his place as Sunhawk. So ends the Record of Redmaw, most murderous of machines.
Look, a memorial to my father and brother, and all the men who died in the Sun Ring. You made this possible, Aloy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what's it like to be Sunhawk?
It feels like sunrise after a long night. I'm in your debt. You'll always have a special home here, if you want it.
Also, can we just talk about how freaking ballin' it is that the Hunter's Lodge is being run by a woman now? Like, this place is about to just be awesome.
What happens now, in the lodge?
As Sunhawk, I've made sure we invite prospective members based on ability and drive, regardless of Carja blood. This lodge will be a stale bastion of the old regime no longer.
Yeah.
What was that prayer you were saying when I first came in? I didn't hear all of it.
O great sun, make treaty with the moon to give our fallen quiet rest. Furnish them with the armor of your brazen heat. Give them shafts of sunlight for spears. Illuminate the path to the skies for each one of them. Hawk Gravid Khan Morza, Hawk Sarav Khan Pir.
And then the sun hath said in response, don't tell me what to do, bro.
Hawk Usalin Karn Jagir, Hawk Kulasiv Khan Savali. Hawk Bradavin Khan Padish, cherished brother, and son Hawk Talavad Khan Padish, beloved father. Let their memory and sacrifice be a beacon for all hunters, all people to follow.
Well, congratulations, Talana. I should get going.
Thank you, Aloy, despite the Nora. May you
Nice.
always take your prey.
Nice. Nice. Love that. I love that. Do we get to recruit our own minion? Yeah, right? Like, I want a thrush. Give me a thrush. Vernon, the shady opportunist, told Aloy of an ancient relic cached at Dusk Mesa. Oh, yeah. I get that. So I gotta go talk to him.
Talana Khan Padish.
Alright, where are you, buddy?
Oh, no.
What? What?
Let me in! By fire and spit! Let me in!
Oh, you scared?
Oh, Fernand. Our deal is off.
Oh, it's you. How about a new deal? You could just cut off my finger, or my hand, or my left arm, but that's my final offer.
Tempting, but I want you to spread the word to all your crooked friends. Me and my spear are off limits from now on.
I can do that. What should I tell them?
I just told you what to say. Do you listen? Or do I kind of cut your other senses off so that you use your damn ears? I just told you what to say.
Tell them how you barely escaped with your life. Get creative. You're good at that. I don't want to have to come find you again.
Understood. You won't hear from any of us ever again.
I'd better not.
Or else I put an arrow through both of your nipples. Through your pepperoni nipples. I'll do it. All right. Wow, that's way up there, but we could do that because we're already there. I was just stating a fact, Brian. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just telling him. He has pepperoni nipples that I'm going to put my arrow through. I could have done it, but I didn't do it. I could have. Thank God I'm capable. So that guy doesn't scare me at all.
Glinthawks. This must be Pitchcliff.
It is indeed. That's why we just made this long-ass journey. All right, let's take him out. Let's take him out. Level 44. Call me Lewis, am I right, Brian? Ugh. Oh, that's a hardy little fella there. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. This is too many Glinthawks. This is too many. An abundance of Glinthawks, and the irony is they're all named Catherine.
What made these Glinthawks attack?
If that's their best,
I better speak to whoever's in charge.
Everybody's like, all right, back to work.
You just flew in on a rainbow and saved our sorry slags. Where'd you come from?
A man named Hackard outside the village warned me.
Traitor! I ordered him to stay put. I'll throw him in irons.
He's dead.
What? That scorched out, filthy, rotten dirtwad of a brother. Why didn't he listen? Why?
He was worried you and the entire town would be killed. Do you have any idea what could be drawing the Glinthawks? Has anything changed that might have lured the Glinthawks? Have you left machine scrap lying around?
No. Us around use our scrap. Not like the Carja. They only keep the pretty parts.
So the Carja have been leaving scrap around?
Here? Never. If a Carja wasted scrap on my watch, I'd pick it up and make him eat it.
Chill, bro.
Has anyone come trying to sell lures? They're devices that attract machines.
Is that real? Is that some sort of Nora joke?
I'll take that as a no. Why do you think the Carja have anything to do with the Glinthawks?
We built this outpost to protect against the Carja. Now they're coming here to trade. Fine. Their shards are as good as anyone's. But everyone knows that they want this place. Come to think of it, they want every place.
But how could the Carja have brought on the Glinthawks?
If I ever get a break from them, I'll see if I can spare a man to follow the trail. Guaranteed, there's a Carja at the other end.
Ugh. It's just... It's so frustrating how often we come across people making decisions and drawing conclusions that are in the absence of any data other than a hunch and what's happened before. You just, in thinking that you know the answer in the absence of the actual answer, you limit yourself so much more than being like, I have no idea. Like, this guy could just say, I don't know. It's okay to hypothesize about the Carja. It's okay to hypothesize about other stuff. But this guy's like, nah, it's Carja. It's like, dude. Unless you know it's the Carja because you've seen that it's the Carja, let's keep possibilities on the table. It makes problem solving and strategy so much more effective. The human brain hates the ambiguity of that, though. As we talked about ad nauseum. Human brain wants to have the answer. And so if you can just decide there's an answer because you just think that's the case, it must be true because I believe it, you really shoot yourself in the foot in a big way, particularly when it comes to problem solving with people who don't share the same resolution that you do.
What exactly do you do here?
I'm the mayor. Mostly because I was too drunk to say no when my brother asked me.
Oh, that's good.
Tell me where he is, and I'll lay him to rest once we get these Glinthawks to flock off.
You'll find him due south of here, along the river.
Damn that fool. That bung.
that lunkhead. Thank you for being with him at the end.
Now, I've made a habit of it. I'm actually surprised you didn't drop dead right in front of me right now.
Why don't I investigate why the Glinthawks are attacking? You've got your hands full.
Really? No one ever offers to help me. You, any good at tracking?
You could say that.
All right, then. Let me know what you find. Hammer to steel, a Karch is behind all this.
Come off it.
Any one of us could have died.
Investigate Pitchcliff. A lot of geese here.
That device is sending out a signal. Might be what's attracting the Glinthawks.
Turn off! Turn off!
What are you doing?
By the sun! It won't turn off!
That device is making the Glinthawks attack. Turn it off.
Oh, man. This thing won't turn off. That thing's attracting the Glinthawks. Turn it off. Oh! It'll magically be possible because Aloy says it's possible. Aloy. Oh, man. Okay. Jokes aside, why would somebody say turn it off when the guy literally just said it won't turn off? Why would that happen? Why on earth? There's actually, like, this could happen. And the reason why is because Aloy has a degree of investment in turning this thing off. And the fact that she just saw the machine probably prompted a bit of a physiological response from her. Like, I'm guessing there's a chance that her sympathetic nervous system fired because she was like, oh, this is the thing I have to, like, go after and I have to take care of. So all of a sudden everything goes, pew, just comes in. It's like super tunnel vision. Like, this has to turn off. Well, when your sympathetic nervous system fires and you become physiologically aroused by something that you believe you have to handle in the moment because it's intense, your ability to synthesize information with any sophistication, including language, becomes very limited. So there's a chance that that guy, she just heard noise when he said something to him because she was so locked into, I have to do something about this right now, that she didn't take a second to be like, all right, let's assess what's going on. So, I mean, I laugh about it, but in a lot of ways, it's really a lesson of if you can steady yourself a bit and recognize that you are becoming like tunnel vision because the thing is about to happen, having the knowledge that it means it's going to shut you down and there's a person in front of you, you can intentionally try to move your focus to listen to what this guy has to say. But it's just, yeah, it's sort of like reflexive of, he says it won't turn off and her whole thing is turn it off. And she sees him as potentially being capable of doing it. And so there she goes. So it's a silly little moment, but this kind of thing happens to a lot of us. She's seen this before. Yeah, I mean, it lured a bunch of stuff over to that estate that we were at, and it puts her in danger. Like, that device represents real danger. If we're not playing on story mode right now, I see that device and go, oh, shit. So it makes sense why this would freak her out, and this other guy. And so now you have two people escalating each other a bit because of the empathy in that moment as well.
Me? I don't know how to turn it off any more than I know how I turned it on. I scrounged it from an old workshop.
Good enough.
Well, that should do it. Now start talking.
Aloy is walking into this conversation with this guy with a bias that I think she probably isn't consciously aware of. And it's a bias that she picked up from the mayor. See, this is the power of people speaking confidently and repeatedly about their conclusion on something. Whether Aloy wanted it to happen or not, she stepped into a war with the Cabal on Mars. Whether she wanted it to happen or not, that guy saying that Akarja was at fault here biased her into seeing Akarja in front of the device and thinking it's his fault. So we see that she has a bit of a edge to how she engages with this guy and has a suspicion. I mean, I understand that he's by the device, but this guy is saying to us that he's trying to turn it off, and he seems, if you take him at his word, innocent enough. So you got to be really careful, because if you consume certain narratives, even if you think you are immune to the effect that that narrative has on you, repeated exposure to patterned narrative will influence the way that you perceive a situation ahead of you. If Aloy had stumbled upon this guy by this machine prior to talking to the mayor, there's maybe a good chance that she works hard to problem solve with this guy rather than approach him with an accusatory tone. And it's because the Oseram guy got out in front of this and created a narrative that he exposed her to that affects the way she approaches this. It happens like that. We're all susceptible to it. It's why you have to be very careful and mindful about the things that you repeatedly take in. Because even if it's something that you actively disagree with or don't like, it will influence you because of the fact that it is going in and being processed by your brain anyway. It's kind of fascinating, but you see it right there in how she approaches this guy.
Why are you scrounging gear you don't even understand?
My customers demand extraordinary pieces best found at the fringes of civilization. My tales of adventure only increase their value. Where others only dare tread, I flourish. No mountain climbs too high that I can't mount it. My trade demands sacrifice.
Including the sacrifice of innocence? Those Glinthawks swooped down and attacked everyone.
I didn't mean for that to happen. I sought only to sate the appetites of rich nobles who never leave their mansions.
And he's honest.
You mentioned you found the device in a workshop?
Yes. I camped out atop the snowy eastern ridge. No easy climb, even in my best years. But I girded my...
Enough. Were there any other devices at this workshop?
Abandoned equipment, the likes of which I've never seen. A peculiar silo remained impervious to my attempts to open it. As I searched, I wondered how many secrets lie hidden in this world, as we, in our ignorance, go about our daily...
Cut him off.
Your point?
Thank you.
Oh. No, I didn't see another device. But one could still be there, waiting to unleash its horrors.
And hey, that guy probably is very interesting to a lot of people, and that's why he sells shit. I get it.
Did you know this whole time that that device was luring Glinthawks?
By the sun, no! I stashed it here for a while, but when I came back, I was nearly beheaded by one of those flying terrors.
This device is dangerous. I have to find that workshop and make sure it's the last. Where is it?
On the eastern ridge, just beyond my campsite. But after I descended from the workshop, a cracking above me signaled
Oh my god, dude.
my doom.
I'm not your audience.
I dove into the river mere
I'm not your
moments
audience.
before an avalanche took out the path. You can't reach it now. The climb is too perilous.
I'll take my chances. You just stay away from that workshop and try not to cause another mess.
Now, again, Aloy's not his audience, but that way of presenting it and telling those stories has been reinforced. It has. He literally makes money off of items that he tells stories around and embellishes. So it makes sense why he would approach Aloy that way. Like, he told us his hand right up front. So, like, is it annoying to Aloy? Yeah, but that guy has every reason to believe that that's going to be engaging for Aloy. So the reason I say this is because if you approach this guy with a significant amount of, like, annoyance and you take it personally that he's talking to you that way, you're going to sort of misfire in that interaction. Like, you look at that guy and you're like, I don't particularly appreciate the way he's engaging with me, but this guy's learned that that's how you engage with people. So what boundary do I need to set right now? Maybe you cut him off. Maybe you say, hey, dude, not your audience. Just speak plain. Like, whatever it is that you need to do. But, like, to get on that guy about that, I don't really think is reasonable, because that's what he knows, and that's how he's learned to survive and engage. So it is what it is. And I think we would all do well to extend a bit of patience in that direction when you're engaging with people that interact with you in a way that you don't particularly jive with, because it's not personal. It's just that's what that person knows. Set a boundary if you need to. Go to the campsite. Jesus. All right. Another freaking storm bird up here. Hey, look, more glint hawks. Can't wait to fight them. You don't see me, 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 you see me, you see me. Go, 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 go. Go, Aloy, go. Go. Oh, boy. All right. You're gonna make me do it, huh? Knowing bird, I'm the Great Leon! Oh my gosh. Okay. Had enough of you. Probably the most damage I've taken from machines in this entire playthrough right now. Alright, we're going hard point for your ass. God. Ugh. Go.
Here's the Scrounger's campsite, so the workshop can't be far. If I can find a way around the avalanche.
Oh, I'm sure there's marked rocks that are perfectly good for doing that, Aloy. With cold hands, no less. Come on. There you go. All that for a supply crate? No. No way. There we go. Okay. No. Up. Thank you. Knew that was gonna happen. That's okay. Oh. Damn. We're going a long way here.
Fascinating, if they weren't looking for me.
Alrighty. Let's keep it moving.
If I find any and destroy them, the machine should leave.
We're gonna hit the ground running on the next one, huh? Number 18, we're gonna go fight that big ass Stormbird and see what's going on over here. YouTube, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me and watch part 17. I know it was mostly side questing, but we still had some cool stuff to talk about. If you made it this far and you didn't leave a thumbs up or a comment, please do that. I would appreciate it immensely, and subscribe to the channel. If you are binging these, see you in the next episode. If you're waiting for the next one to come out, we'll get it out as soon as we can. Y'all are the best. I appreciate that you spent so much time with me. See you in the next one.